Hello everyone, and welcome to the Vintage Needle Crafter. My name is Laura. So, welcome to my channel and welcome back returning subscribers and returning viewers. Welcome everyone new. This is my little corner where I love to sit down and discuss all things knit and crochet. Well, today I thought I would sit down with you once again and do another needlework podcast. Showing you what I've been up to the last week, catching you up on some things. This is episode 62, so with that being said, let's get right into it. I hope you're having a spring-like weather wherever you are. I feel a little bit happier with the time change. We have longer daylight hours now, which is nice. So I have a lot to go over today. I have some finished objects and some current works in progress, knit and crochet wise. So first up, you've seen this before. This is a finished object I finished a while back. This is my spring t-shirt, granny t-shirt. I have a tutorial out for this. I'll stand up so you can see it. In case you are new here and have not seen this before, this is very easy and simple to make. It's all in one piece. All you have to do for seaming is just go straight down each side. So I will put the link in there from in my description if you're interested. Give it a look. It's if you've never made anything before, crochet-wise, garment-wise, give my tutorial a try for that. It's quite easy to make and fast to work up. And you can use any yarn that you want to, any type of yarn that you want to, any size of weight, any hook size. So it's very, very versatile. It's whatever you want to make it. It can be made in all sizes from infants all the way through 5X and beyond. So, all right. Let's see, another finished object. What do I have to show? Yes, all right. I want to show my black shawl. I finally finished that. I wanted it bigger than what it turned out, but it is large enough, and I've worn this a few times on outings and to church, so there it is. This is the simple, basic granny stitch shawl too. So for this I used a superwash merino wool. It was Drops Baby Merino. I talked about this last time in the color black. So it's just something very neutral and basic. It might not get too much use more now that spring is coming, but I'll have it on the ready for fall. And I like it. It goes with everything. It's just a very basic. It looks like lace, but the way the pattern is, it's just a simple, basic granny stitch pattern. So yeah, got that finished up. Quite nice, quite light, quite comfortable. Gives a little layer of warmth. So yeah. All right. That was finished. Now, let's see. What else have I completed? Oh, you've seen this last time, too. You've seen this one. This one is spoken for. I have someone that wants this, so I'm going to be selling it off. But this is that beautiful cake from Linden Hobby, the gradient cake. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that color fade. It's going down. It's a very large triangular shawl. Just absolutely beautiful. And very simple pattern. I'm going to do a tutorial for you coming out for this pattern here that I made into the shawl. And this shawl is so light and so soft. It's amazing because even though it's so light and thin, yet it still gives you a layer of warmth, and the fit, you know, is wonderful. It's right where you'd want a shawl to sit. So I love it. I love this one. I will be making another one for myself, but this one is spoken for. Someone wants to buy this one, so that's fine with me. When I make my things, sometimes I will offer my things, for selling to friends of that. If not, it's a keeper for me. But there it is. I love this. I love the color fade on this. The yarn again is called Flora Soft Cake. And it's from the company Lindy Hobby. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name. I think they're based in the UK. If you're interested in the yarn, I can put a link in my description also for the yarn I made for this one here. It's very light. It's not heavy and thick, which is what I liked. The yarn is very, very, very soft. The only thing about the yarn, only thing that I didn't like about the yarn, the only little problem I had, it wasn't too much, was that you see in here, if you look really close, see that little sticking up right there? It splits. The yarn is very splitty, so you just have to slow down a little bit more than what you normally would do and just crochet a little slower and take your time. You can't go really fast because it catches and pulls and then makes these little frayed, But other than that, wonderful. Washing wise, I probably would have to wash it with cool water on a gentle cycle and then lay it flat to dry, just to be sure. Now, that's a cotton acrylic blend, but still, I'm a little bit wary about cotton ever since I washed one of my cotton garments that I made last summer, and it shrunk terribly and I couldn't wear it. But it turned out to be all right because even though it shrunk and I couldn't wear the top, still I was able to frog it out and make it into a shawl, which was quite nice because I really like the shawl even better than the top I made with it. So, we're having a very warm day today. It's going to be up to 61 or 62 degrees here. The insects are out flying around out there. The birds are singing, so it's wonderful. All right. Now, let's see. I had one more finished object to show you, and I have to go retrieve it because I didn't bring it in with me, so hold on. Okay, I retrieved it now. Here it is. This is the Jeep cap. I had showed you, I was starting on it last time. It's just a simple stocking cap with a brim on it. So it's from the 1950s. Radar's Jeep cap, if you know of the TV show MASH. So he wanted a hat. My son wanted a hat just like that. And this pattern was very easy to make. If you are interested in making one for the men in your life, then go over to Etsy and type in Radar's Jeep cap, and it will pop up, and it's quite easy to make. And the yarn I used, it's kind of variegated, but the yarn I used was 2 yarns held double. I used Wool Warehouse's, it was Yarnsmith's Create double knit and held double with a merino wool, a lace weight merino wool. I think the lace weight merino wool was Willow Stream. Willow Stream is not available anymore, but any lace weight merino wool held double with that would work nicely. Sock yarn, very thin sock yarn would work well with that. So, well, that's finished. That didn't take long. And for the brim in here, I just put in some plastic canvas, plastic canvas mesh, and just cut it so it would stick up and it'd be able to wash it. I won't put it in the dryer because the plastic could melt. But yeah, Radar's Jeep cap. My son wanted that. My son wanted it. He's been wearing it, so he didn't want to model it. No, I'm not going to model it for you, Mom, but you can show it on your channel. Like, okay, that'll work. All right. Another whip I've had going for a while, and I haven't touched this. I haven't. I've been so busy that I haven't picked this one up. You've seen this one last time. I'm right at pretty much at the same place last time that I was. This is just a top-down raglan. Top-down raglan. I'm going to make a t-shirt. I'm going to make this one short sleeve. I love the pretty colors. Yeah. Now this yarn is a mauve-colored tonal yarn. This is James C. Brett yarn. We got to do that little thing when we say it because it's funny. James C. Brett over at Wool Warehouse. This is wonderful yarn to knit with. I wouldn't too much recommend crocheting with it though, because it's hard to frog out crocheted. I don't know why, but it is. When you knit with it, it's wonderful and you can frog it out. I have frogged back the knitting with it to test it. So there's that. I just have this one ball. It's probably going to only take this one ball to make a t-shirt. And I think this is $4 over at Wool Warehouse, which is a good deal because there's over 600 yards. I think this has 611 yards, I think. I know it's over 600 and $4 is the price. I'll link it. I'll link it in my description. I always try to link the yarns and everything that I talk about. So there it is. I haven't picked it up, but once I get it back in my hands again, I know it's going to go really quick because being short sleeve, you know, I'm not going to add much sleeve to it. It'll go fast. So yeah, I love the color fade on that. I'm going to plan a tutorial in the future for this, how to make these, because they're so simple. I'm going to show you how to begin the collar. I'm going to show you how to do the raglan, okay? So look for that coming up sometime too. I'm wanting to do a tutorial for a shawl for you first, okay? I'm planning on that, making that shawl and show you how to do that. Very simple stitches. If you know how to crochet, and if you can do double crochets and granny stitch, you'll ace it just fine. Alrighty, the other thing I have going and have not touched either, and I've done a tutorial for this stitch, and it is out there. This is my latest tutorial. Isn't this a pretty pattern? This I called the Wind and Waves pattern. This is my own design as well. And the yarn I'm using is what makes it even more special. So let's see if I can get a, trying to get a good thumbnail there. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. That might work. Well, maybe not. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't picked up on this, but I have the tutorial for how to make this pattern. I want to talk about, let me tell you about the yarn first. The color fading yarn is this wonderful yarn here, and it is on sale now. Oh, my mind just didn't go poof. Oh, it's not Color Rush, no. Yarnsmith's Lagoon, that's it. Yarnsmith's Lagoon. And this wonderful yarn is over 300 and some yards per ball. And it is on sale now, 4 balls for $10. $10 for 4 balls, Wool Warehouse. It should still be on sale. I'm hoping that it's still on sale. And I'll put that link for you in my description as well. But I'm just making a kind of like a scarf wrap. And I don't know when I'm going to finish it. I've got other projects going. I really made this for the tutorial. But I wanted to use this yarn to show how the colors faded in it. And this is not a hard pattern. It is a shell stitch with some double crochets and then a cable. And the cable isn't hard. I show you step by step how to do it. Now I want to talk a little bit about this. I noticed from my experience that when you are, and some people may have had problems with this too on the chain counts, because it's a multiple of 7s. The larger of multiples of 7 that you get, you will have to add a few stitches. This one was in a multiple of 6. 7 times 6, and then I minused the 1. I would say add the 1. It turns out better when you add the 1. Like I said, I'm not a professional when it comes to tutorials. I'm a fairly new beginner, so just bear with me, have patience. I apologize that it did not turn exactly. If you do a multiple of 8, I would recommend that you add 2 stitches. If you do a multiple of 10, 7 times 10, multiple of 10 7s, then I would add a couple stitches. You know, just gotta, when you do that first row, because you're gonna do your multiples of 7, okay, and then you're gonna add however many you need, and then single crochet that row. And when you do that first setup row, if it didn't work out, you can always go back and add a couple more chains. It's a little bit like that in the beginning, but once you do that first setup row and the setup with the single crochet and then the setup row, it's going to be just fine. You're not going to have to fiddle with it anymore until your project is done. And the ending is you're just going to be doing that single crochet like you did in the beginning. So I'm not sure if I mentioned that either, which I should have. So lovely stitch pattern. I would say if you're more intermediate crocheter to advanced, it would probably be quite simple for you. Beginner wise, well, you could learn something from it. You could learn some new stitches. So yeah, not hard. Give it a try. If you just can't do it, it frustrates you. Well, I'm sorry. You know, not everything works out for us. There's things I can't do and frustrate me. One of the things that I cannot seem to get a hold of, and this is in knitting, not crochet, is the brioche stitch. Does anybody out there know and can do the brioche stitch in knitting? I've tried a few times and it frustrates me. Maybe, you know, as my knitting skills improve, I'll be able to do it easy breezy. A year ago, I could barely do back post double crochet, but now I can zip right through it. So I guess it just takes practice. So keep practicing, keep working on things. All right. And the next thing I'm going to show you, you have not seen before at all. And I've got one side half done. So I don't want to tangle this up. You might have seen this last year. This was a sweater that I made that I just didn't like. I just didn't like it at all. I had 3/4 inch sleeves on it. It was a top-down raglan crocheted sweater. It was long. I'm frogging it out because I want to make a hexagon sweater. Now, some of you have probably seen these hexagons out there. There's a lot of people doing it. It's still pretty popular. I started one a couple of podcasts ago. You've seen one I started that was, oh, it suddenly got dark in here. I apologize for that. You've seen one that I done, I think it was a couple of podcasts ago. It was green, white, and black. I did not like the colors. Did not like the colors at all. Which reminds me, I was going to show you what I did do with the black yarn, because I made something else and I finished it and you didn't even hardly see it. I did do a couple of shorts about it, but I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, back to this. And you take it like this and you fold it. Give it a little shake, shake. You can see it's making half of a sweater, and I've just about got it. Just about got it to where it's going to fit me. You just have to know your measurements around. I'm 48 inches around. I like to go 50 inches when I'm crocheting a garment, just to give me more positive ease. And if I'm using acrylic, it'll stretch a little more. But 48 inches around is what I am in my bust area. So just take this and measure this. And this is going to be, this is going to be 1/4 of that, because you've got to where it's halfway around you when it's folded, okay? This goes halfway around you, if you can picture that. It's kind of hard to picture. If I had it sewn, you can see it. So it's just about there. I have to go, I think, another inch on this, and I've got it. I was going to do them simultaneously, 2 at a time, but nah. And this worked up quite fast. This was only a, let's see, 3 or 4 days worth of work off and on when I'd pick it up, So, yeah. And a lot of people, when they make this, they'll change colors every round. I didn't do that. I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to do the way, because this yarn, I'll talk about it just a moment here. This yarn is self-striping. I like it. It's a 3-weight premium acrylic from Wool Warehouse called Color Rush DK. Yes, I will put the link for the yarn in my description, but it's wonderful doing this. You don't have to change the color every round. Such a pain to do that, And then you got to weave in all those ends and, no. So I like this. I like this yarn, and it comes in many different colors. Color Rush DK. It's a 3-weight light acrylic. So I'm sure I'll have plenty enough from this. This is what I got left of this to finish, because I'm almost done with half. And you can see each round here, the way the colors just played out. It looks like I changed color nearly every round, doesn't it? I like that. I like the way the colors worked out in that. It's very nice. It really is. So yeah, that's an idea for you if you like to learn those. Let's see, who has pattern for this? Kelly over at Craft and a Cuppa has a pattern. She has a tutorial, full tutorial. There is a new lady that I've been watching. I think her name, I hope I'm not going to get this wrong. I think her name is Stephanie. I think. I'm not sure. I apologize if I'm wrong, but I like her channel, and she was making one too. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. But Kelly over at Craft and a Cuppa is where I started doing mine from. She has a full tutorial, and you can buy the pattern too. A lot of times she has sales on her patterns. So I like that. It looks like I've changed the color every round, but didn't. So the idea that I had for that was a good idea, because this was just sitting in the, well, now I have them in bins. I have tubs, the tub of shame, the tub of languishing things that's about to get donated. And I thought, that's really pretty yarn. I bought that yarn just for the color, because I liked the colors of the berry. And that one's called, what's the name of that? I can't remember the name of that one. I think it was called Melon Berry, if I'm not sure. I think that's right. Melon Berry, melon something. But okay, that's that. Now, I have one last thing I want to show you. And then I'm going to show you my other finished object that I forgot to show in the beginning. So hold on, I got to go get it. All right, I got it. And I am so pleased with this. It's finished. You've only seen this on a YouTube short if you watch my shorts. But it's just a basic black. For some reason, the colors is being blown out where I'm standing. There we go. And ta-da, it's long sleeves. And I did straight sleeves coming straight down. And then I just went quick like that with the cuff. Oh, it's so warm. I wore this out on my ladies refresh conference. And it kept me warm without a coat. This is just made in a very simple, very basic yarn. It's Red Heart Super Saver. The great big jumbo skeins. It took me almost two, like one and 3/4 of two skeins. But it's just, yeah, a number 4 weight acrylic Red Heart Super Saver. I really enjoyed working with this. I can knit. You know, I can knit with Red Heart Super Saver, but when I go to crochet with Red Heart Super Saver, it wears my hands. And some people, they can't handle it at all crocheting it. It'll just wear, you know, your skin down to nothing. Because it's rough. It's a rough yarn, but this yarn may be rough, but when you wash it and dry it, it softens up and it's durable. This is tough stuff, people. That's why it's been around for years. But the light is really not being too cooperative. And I don't even know there if you can see the raglan. But this was my own self-drafted sweater pattern. And what I've done with this is I made a big tall collar that you fold over. The sun's coming in here is what's going on. You just fold over like that. There you can see. Yeah, and a 2x2 rib. And I done something different with my raglan this time. That raglan there, you can see, was done by purling. And then you add an increase stitch purlwise. Then you knit one. Then you add a stitch purlwise and then purl one. That's how I done the raglan. So I just kept going down, 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 you know, every other row because it was a cardigan. So you're doing it around, but you're going back and forth this way, back and forth, around. So you do the increase on the knit side. And then on the other side, you're going to purl the stitches. And then when you get to that raglan, you're going to knit 2, purl 1, knit 2. Okay, it's going to be the opposite. You just keep working that. And I started off this collar because I wanted it to fold over nicely. I started the collar with a US size 11. Let me look up, see, an 8mm. I started out with an 8mm knitting needle for about 1 inch. Then I went down to a 6mm for a little bit more, ending with the number 5.5mm needle, which is the US 9. Then when I got finished with the collar, I ended up with the 9 down a little bit right in here, just a little bit left. That way, you know, the bigger, when you begin with the bigger, it's going to stretch more out and it'll lay flat. That's why I done that. That's a little tip for you. It'll lay flat. Oops. Once I fold it over. Now, I have not washed this yet or dried it, so it's going to grow and stretch a little more. The only thing I did not do that I want to do yet with it is I want to add belt loops, a belt, and 2 front pockets. So that's going to get finished yet. So actually, it's not a complete finished object. It's still a work in progress, but I was able to wear it Now the weather got warm, too warm to wear it. But very nice, very neutral, very basic. The buttons I just had kept from a sweater I got at the thrift store, and the sweater I got at the thrift store kept falling apart, and I kept stitching it, falling apart. I don't know what was wrong with it. But I saved the buttons, and that's where I got them. So didn't buy the buttons, only just the yarn, and I had the yarn in my stash. So that's what ended up with the black yarn. I frogged out the Dervla sweater. I know I talked about doing that and showed you a little bit of progress on that. No, I don't want to make it with acrylic. I really want to make it with wool. So that may probably be something that I will do probably in the fall. If I get the inklings to want to make a summer top, I thought maybe making it into a t-shirt instead of long sleeve, doing short sleeve, and using a maybe a cotton wool blend or just a wool. I want something that's going to be a little more breathable, but I don't know. That may be something later on down the line. So I can see this is getting quite long. All right, the last thing, oh, no, couple things. One more whip, got one more to show you. This is just a baby. It's just beginning this one. I am working a chevron shawl. Isn't that pretty? Now you can find this pattern. Go see Crystal over at Bag a Day Crochet. She just released this one. Oops, I have a hair on it. I'm using another color fade yarn and I'm just starting on it. I got this one at Amazon. I don't too much buy yarn over there, but I got this big cake. Art Yarn Flowers. I'm not affiliated with Amazon or any companies, so just wanted to mention that. Art Yarn Flowers. And it's going to have some browns in it, which I like. I like those autumn tones. If nobody wants to, none of my friends don't want it, then I'm going to keep this one for myself. So that's very pretty. Very, very pretty. And it's a 2-row repeat. So go check her out over there. Go see Crystal at Bag a Day. I'll leave the link down in the description. Down in my description. Sometimes I talk too fast. There's that. I like that. Very pretty. It's very elegant. It's very, very light. The yarn is very, very light. It is a kind of between a 1 and 2. It's more towards 2 weight. I'm just getting into some color. And yeah, I started with the white. This time I thought, well, I'll start it from the center this time. All right, one last thing is my son helped me put this together. I have an order for this. Someone wants to buy a kitty couch. I made one for my kitty cats, and someone from church, lady from church, pastor's wife, hello, if you're watching. She wanted a kitty couch too, so I'm making her one. And she wanted blue, so I'm using Red Heart Super Saver in a nice blue. This is a, it just says blue, plain blue. So I got a couple of these that I got. So that should be enough to do it. I think I'm going to make her a little quilt to put on it too. It'd be cute. So yeah, hopefully she's going to love it. I'm sure her cat will love it too. It's memory foam, so it's very soft. It'll hold a lot of weight. We put 2 bags of flour on it and it did not sink to the bottom, so it'll hold her cat, I'm sure. All right, well, it's almost 35 minutes here, so I better let you go. I want to get out there and enjoy that beautiful sunshine today, and I hope you have sunshine where you're at too. I want to leave you with a thought today. Changes have come in my life, and I'm so happy for that. Like I said in the beginning of the year, this was going to be my year of growth. Growth was my word for the year. And growth I am seeing in myself and in my way of thinking and my lifestyle. So I want to leave you with this. If you think positive thoughts and surround yourself with positive people, feeding you positivity, happiness, love, it's going to uplift you and you're going to feel so much happier. Your energy will return. Your health will get improved. But if you surround yourself with negative people or negative talk or negative things or think negativity, then you're going to start to sink and become, I'm sorry about the light, you're going to start to sink. Depression will set in, anger could set in, resentment can set in. So don't think negativity and don't think negative thoughts. And whatever you do, if you know someone is feeding you negativity, then stay away from the person that's giving you negativity, okay? You need to surround yourself with happy people. You really do. Pray for those that are negative, that they would be more positive. Try being a light to them. If they only ridicule you and put you down, then just give yourself space from them. That's my best advice for you today. So with that being said, I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for subscribing. I am so close to 700. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet and you enjoy watching my videos, would you do me a favor? Would you subscribe, please? Would you subscribe? I'm really trying to get up there, and I thank you all for doing so. And with that being said, you all take care. Get out, enjoy the sunshine, and have a wonderful week. And I'll see you again on the next one. Bye, friends.